Well, I did pick one book out of this library, a book called Meteor Boys, The True Tales from the Operations of Britain's First Jet Fighter. Hello, welcome back to the K6 project. This is an unusual part of the video in that I'm in my office at home. It's presently 6:30 in the evening. I did a little bit of a sign off in the car around about 1 o'clock this afternoon because I was feeling a little bit drained. As explained in the video, I've got a kidney infection at the moment and it's kind of wearing me down very quickly. So even though I put like 16 or 17 sites for me to go and visit, I only managed 9 before I took the preemptive put my teeth back in, preemptive decision to drive back home, knowing that by the time I got back home, which was going to be around about 2:15, somewhere like that, I was probably going to be pretty tired. As it was, I didn't get home till 3 because I stopped halfway and had sort of 40 winks in the car, which I thought was a wise idea because I knew I was feeling tired. Anyway, I got home, made myself a cup of coffee, sat down, and I woke up 10 minutes ago. It's 6:30, so that's the day gone. Right, so just leaving my third stop for the day, and I'm backtracking on myself. Reason being
after 100 yards, turn left, Barlow's Lane.
So the sat-nav still
turn
thinks,
left.
Shut up. So yeah, as I was on my way to this box that I've just been to, I popped through the edge of a village and I spotted a box out the corner of my eye. So I knew it was only like a mile up the road, so I've actually been to the box that the sat-nav told me to go to. So as I say, I'm now backtracking a mile or so up the road just to see which box this is. So I don't think it's on my list. Stoke Albany, it probably is actually on my list, to be honest. Now I've seen the sign, so maybe I don't need the sat-nav for this one. So I just need to turn right here, and there is our box there on the right hand side with the defibrillator signs all over it. So I'm going to park up here and realise that I have actually been to this box. I came to this box about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, but I came from the opposite direction, and the reason I remember it is because of the roof of the building behind this rusty corrugated iron. So yeah, I didn't mark it off on my list, obviously, as a box I've been to. Anyway, there you go. So I'll get out, take some pictures of it anyway, just in case it just so happens to be a miracle box that's absolutely identical to another one somewhere else. Oh, this is now my second horse of the day. So as always, give them plenty of space and time. Well, that's a bit of luck, we're going in opposite directions. We have a really nice view. Wow, see for miles.
After 400 yards, turn right, Main Street, then turn right.
So we should be approaching the box any second. It says sort of 500-600 yards, and this is the village.
Turn right,
of
then
Ashley.
Turn right.
Ashley, in case you didn't catch that.
After 100 yards, turn right, Main Street, then bear right, Green Lane.
And there is my box. So I shall be parking myself over here. So that was Ashley I've just been to, and now we're heading towards Cottingham, and the one after that will be Rockingham. Rockingham most people might recognise as the IndyCar circuit in the UK, but Cottingham, don't know anything about it. Obviously when I get home I shall try to discover what I can about Cottingham. I've no idea how I'm going to edit this video together, but so I went past the Middleton telephone box and said, oh, I've already been there, which I had, and then almost within a few hundred yards there was a second box of a library there, and it looked reasonably familiar to me. Obviously it can't be familiar to me because I haven't been to that one before, so I've overshot it and turned myself around, and I'm heading on back towards it now. So it's just up here a few hundred yards or so. So obviously, yeah, memory not great. So there we go, Cottingham. So there wasn't a village sign on the other side, there was Middleton. So obviously Middleton and Cottingham are almost joined together. So that's where I've got myself a little bit confused, because I hadn't seen the sign for Cottingham, and the usual postcode thing, the postcode had taken me maybe a mile or two past the actual locations. This is one of these very linear postcodes that may be one street wide and 5 miles long for all I know. Anyway, the post box, sorry, the telephone box, which is now a library, is just coming up. You might just see it on the horizon, and I'm going to try and find somewhere appropriate to park up and have a little look-see at it. So I'm going to be rude and park on the pavement, so let's just roll down the hill a little bit. Oh look, and there is a nice little cafe there, so I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be abusing the village store and cafe in a minute, get myself a coffee, probably a little bit of breakfast, and then we'll take it from there. Well, I did pick one book out of this library at Cottingham, a book called Meteor Boys, The True Tales from the Operations of Britain's First Jet Fighter, which obviously is the Gloucester Meteor from 1944 to date. And I can see Rockingham Castle straight ahead of me up on the hillside.
After 100 yards, you have reached your destination.
And I can see the telephone box as well.
You have reached your destination, Main Street.
Just pop in before that lorry front ends me. Yeah, so there you go, you can see it there. It goes on, well, it goes on right into the different Haringworth.
After 300 yards, turn left, Seaton Road, then go straight on.
See, there's another box, so I'm going to pull over for this one as well.
Turn left, then go straight on.
Just a quick sign off from today's drive. 9 boxes visited, not as many as I'd like to have done. I don't know, I just felt like cutting it short. Pretty tired at the moment. Wasn't exactly full of beans this morning when I went to the doctors. Couple of blood tests. I got a kidney infection, so energy levels are pretty low. So instead of pushing for a dozen, 18, maybe even more boxes in a single day, because obviously numbers are important. No, I've decided to cut it short, just 9 boxes. By the time I get the pictures processed, it's probably 10 or 11 boxes, because there were a couple of additional boxes that I found that weren't on the list. Doesn't mean to say I didn't know about them. I might, you know, the postcodes I just chose, I chose because I thought that would make a good route. It may well be that the route between one village and another actually needs to go through a third village, and that third village happens to have a telephone box that's on my list of boxes to visit, but not on my list of boxes to visit today. Anyway, look, forget all that confusion. Looking forward to getting home and a cup of tea. Probably going to process these pictures maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Right, I'm going to sign off now.